Good day. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm a little late, but you know the party don't never start till I get here. I had to get it right. Hi, MJ or M.I. Hawk. Good day, good day, good day, good day. Listen, hello, Davis. Y'all know what I'm here for. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Listen, so this is what we got going on tonight. We following up with our series. We're interviewing the cast of Philly on the Rise, a new hot reality series that's coming to Philadelphia, showing some of our young, bright talent in the community that is on the rise. Yeah, so I'm waiting for this guy to tap in. Let's tap in. So I'm gonna chat with y'all until he get here. Okay. Sir, where you at? I know I'm a little bit late. Pay it though. Where you at, sir? Hello? Caller, are you there? 1, 2, 3, get up off the... I love you, cousin. Shauna, thank you, baby. Listen. I'm gonna move for a steak. Hey, hey. Give me a steak. Let's go. Let's get it. Robert, where's you at? Where is you at? Where is you at? The time is ticking, ho. Oh, he's here. Hey, Miss Ferguson. Hey, Alicia. Oh, that's what you was doing cocktailing? Was that a beer?
It was a lager, a solstice lager.
Oh, that's real masculine.
You know,
We're giving masculine energy tonight.
can't always be the cunts.
So listen, everybody. Gio. So listen, everybody. This is one of the stars of, again, the newest reality show dropping this fall, coming out of Philadelphia, Philly on the Rise. This is Rob. Say hello to Rob. So, being that I wasted 5 minutes and you wasted 5 minutes, you better hush, dog. Tell the people who you are. Introduce yourself to these people.
So I am Robert King Graves, formerly known as Black Bearded Jesus. And most people call me Robbie in my regular life. The one thing, I guess, in terms of the show that you all should know about me is I'm a filmmaker. I have a film out right now called The Unhinged. It is available on 4 streaming services, and I've also released it on YouTube for the people who cannot afford to pay for another streaming services because we have 10,000 already. Okay. I also have a film coming out. It's in two films in post-production right now. One is called It's In You, which I am the director, writer, and actor on. And the other film is called Amy and Neil, and I am the director of photography on that film and the editor and the colorist for it. So, then I released something this year, but I'm also a classically trained dancer, ballet, modern jazz, all those good things. I've trained in acting. I am a single dad / superhero. I paint. I do photography. Yeah, it's really nothing I can't do. And if you catch me on a good day, I might sound good singing. So, yeah.
Well, I haven't ran across one of those good days. So, God, that was one hell of a resume. So let's dig into that resume a little bit. You said you also are the colorist?
So yeah, a colorist is somebody who colors film, not like black and light skin, brown and light skin colors, but a colorist is somebody who colors film. So the way films are shot, we shoot in like log footage, and it looks very ashy, so to speak. So you have to color it, and you can stylize the film to look how you want it to feel. It can be very vibrant. Like think Asteroid City or any of that white man's films that like have a certain style to them, or the way horror films look, or the way dramas look, or everyday life films look. So you paint. You're pretty much painting film to look a certain way.
Okay, makes sense. All right, so I don't need to ask you what you do. Well, what do you currently do?
What am I like as a creative or like as a profession?
Just as professional, your everyday life. What is your everyday your normal profession?
I am a director of HIV care prevention and policy.
Oh, we love that. We love that. So amongst all of the credentials, who is Rob?
That's a very good question, right? Because it depends on how I show up, right? I can be a number of one things. I can be the businessman. I can be the creative. I can be the person who bridges the gaps between communities. I can be the activist. I can be the advocate. I'm not just one thing. I'm a plethora of things because my life has led me on a certain trajectory that led like on to be in certain places of power in certain positions. So I can't say that I'm just one thing, but I am the quintessential Renaissance man, so to speak.
Oh, we love that. We love that. We love that. One of the things I noticed that you said, well, I already know you, so let's just say that out here. I already know Rob personally. One of the things, another cast member is also a single dad.
Yes, yes, Rob.
So I think that's quite interesting to have two single dads. Is there any part of this series that we should be looking forward to seeing you guys engage with your children and seeing you guys be single dads?
So I keep my son off of social media and out of like my particular life. So you won't see my son on the show. But Ryan and I and his child have spent time together with some other cast members. I've met his son. His son is absolutely adorable. But you will not see us you will not see the two of us with our kids on the show together.
Okay. I respect that. Now, let me ask you, just as how do you identify?
Fabulous, darling. No, I'm gay as fuck.
Okay. So as a gay man and being a gay black man,
yes,
and being a single dad and being on a reality series with another gay black man, who's a single dad as well. Do you not feel that there was a mark missed not to kind of hone in on that and bring some light to that?
Absolutely. I think anytime you have the opportunity to highlight black gay men in realms or areas that we are not perceived to be in or expected to be in, I think it's a missed mark if you do not capitalize on that. Especially because, one, a lot of black gay men or black queer men do not aspire to fatherhood. And that shows up in so many other ways in how we navigate our life with other people. So to have two black gay men who are single fathers navigating that pathway is definitely something that we should see a lot more often in mainstream television, because we're not, and granted, Rod and I are two very different people in presentation. I'm more masculine presenting, Rod is more feminine presenting. But we're both these beautiful dark-skinned men, right? And to see us break down stereotypes and barriers of what it means to be fathers is something absolutely fucking amazing. Like, his journey in fatherhood is completely different than mine because his child is also very young. My child is now 11, soon to be 12. So, you know, I think it's something beautiful to see because we don't really see that a lot. What we see a lot of is the typical or the tropes of black gay men raising children together they've adopted or had surrogates for and things like that. You see these nuclear family dynamics with black gay men now, but you don't see the black gay men who are living a life that is an anomaly. So, yeah.
And I think one of the things that is really important is that to see two openly black gay men raise black sons.
Yes.
And I just think that it's just there's an exciting aspect and dynamic to that all within itself that like draws me in. You know, it's something that I want to see. So hopefully maybe if there's a season 2, if you want to stick around for a season 2, we'll get deeper into that as we go on. Maybe there's an expansion piece there that can put the viewers in to you guys, or even this maybe a whole spinoff with y'all. So let's jump into Philly on the Rise. What interests you in the show?
So I think so. As you know, Trey, you know this about me. I too had a show in Atlanta that was very, very similar to the format that we're presenting with Philly on the Rise. It was about Black queer creatives who were trying to make it into the industry. So when Reggie posted, an inquiry on social media about Black queer creatives, or not even Black queer creatives, but Black creatives in Philly, to build this show, I was like, oh, this would be something fun to do, right? Because I've been on the production side of it, but I've never been in front of the camera. I don't get in front of the camera for anything. So I think anytime there's an opportunity to show what it's like at the level that I'm at and the rest of the cast is at, to show what it's like through our trials and tribulations to break into the industry or our particular fields is always something good to see.
Okay.
So that's what interested me in the show.
So what motivated you? As you said that you like to be behind, you're usually behind the scenes. And I remember we worked on a show together as well. Behind the scenes. What motivated you to want to come from behind the camera this time and put yourself out there in front of the camera?
I think it was to just let people see what it looks like to be an independent filmmaker and I always consider myself, even though I have a movie out and things like that, I still consider myself the lowest level because I'm always looking to grow. And what are the barriers that I overcome and that I experience in my work with other creatives or people I'm working with or friends and family who are investing into my projects, and how do I work through that? So I think that was the reason why I was like, I want people to see what it's like to constantly work towards your goals, but then you get some yeses and some nos, and how do we overcome that? So that was the reason why.
Okay. So you applied to be on the show, and you find out you get selected, right? What was that? To find out, what did it feel like finding out you made the cast?
Honestly, I was very kind of like blah. It was like, this is going to be interesting.
Okay.
I don't know these people. I mean, I think because we didn't know who was going to be on the show until the day of the photo shoot.
We're going to jump into that. We're going to jump into that.
So when I walked in and saw my good girlfriend, Brahim, I was just like, oh.
Wait, you're moving ahead too far. Hold on. I'm asking, how did it feel to know when you found out?
It was just literally, this is going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. Okay, so now let's move forward to meeting the cast.
Yes.
So you walk in and you don't know who's going to be there, and you see these other cast members. And do you even know that they're cast members? You see these other people, and once you find out who's on the cast, what were your initial thoughts of each individual on the cast? And we're going to go ahead and take it down, and I'm going to name them. And I want you to give me your absolute honest thoughts of this individual initially meeting them and finding out that this is now your castmate. Brahim.
This is my sister. We're going to have a good time.
Okay. Rob Blanco.
He's so cute and adorable.
Muffin.
What does she do?
Cam.
Hey, Cam. No, so my first initial response was Kim's like, damn, he's like attractive. That was literally just it.
Okay. And that's funny you say that because last week we interviewed with Cam and he said he's the sexiest person on the show.
Okay, Cam.
Okay. And
but I'm not going to negate that because Cam is definitely, I would say, the daddy of the show. Like Cam is, y'all will see.
Lainey.
So when I saw him at the photo shoot, it was very much, what does she do? No, actually, when I saw Lainey at the photo shoot, I said, why is his hair so loud? That was my first thought.
What was his hair? What was his
hair? He had like red hair with like a blonde, like Nike swoop or something, like a blonde patch. I was like, child, this hair is doing the most.
Okay. And last but definitely not least, Jay Marquise.
I did not know he was a cast member. I thought he was a photographer.
Okay. Now you met them.
Mm-hmm.
After your first day,
Mm-hmm.
going through your photo shoot, meeting the cast, what are your thoughts at the rap day one? I'm gonna get into it with this bitch. I know I'm not
So
gonna. We're gonna click. Where do we go?
So after we wrapped the photo shoot, so during the photo shoot, let's just start there, right? During the photo shoot, Trey, you've known me for about 5 years now. I like to have a good time. I like to turn up. I like to have a little bottle on set. There was no liquor on set. We was in that motherfucker trap. I said, girl, at my big age, bitch, at 30-something years old, I'm not staying with a bunch of little girls sober. So I said, how much time we got? Reggie said, you got some time. I said, well, bitch, I'm running down to the joint on 30 Virgin Ride. I'm going to get us some bottles.
Okay.
So I went down there and got some bottles. And, you know, of course, with the energy was great at the photo shoot. But with liquor, people started to open up and it was a very great interaction. So my thing was I just wanted to get to know them and feel them out and learn what they did and see what they bring to their craft and their artistry and see what their path looks like. That was literally it. Yeah.
And what did you get after that liquor got
No,
involved?
everybody had really, really great energy. There was like some shade. There was something like somebody was like, yeah, I need to talk to you because, yeah. And I was just like,
somebody said that to you?
No, never me.
Oh.
The girls don't know me, darling. They can never.
Oh.
But yeah, it was like, I forget who it was, but I know there was a little bit of dissent in the air after the liquor got in the girls. But it wasn't nothing crazy or bad. It was just like, we got to talk.
Okay,
But like, yeah.
Did that lead you to think that, this would be real interesting now? It seemed like a little drama is brewing.
Something was brewing beneath the surface, and I was looking forward to see, not if it was going to be like drama or beef, but how they would manage and handle that.
Okay, good. Now, after all is said and done, you met them. Mm-hmm. You guys are how far into shooting?
We're about to wrap in about a week or so.
We're about to wrap in a week or so. I'm going to name all these same people, and I want you to tell me what your thoughts are current that of these people.
Okay.
I'm going to start from the bottom. Jay Marquise.
Interesting.
Leaning.
The Power to Grow.
Muffin.
Secretly Messy.
Kim.
Switzerland.
Ra.
She has some work to do on herself.
Brahim.
Child, Brahim is Brahim, girl. That's just her. Brahim is going to be Brahim no matter what.
So, I smile when you said that Kim was Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you mean by that? I know what Switzerland means.
So, Cam knows when to engage and when not to engage, and Cam will remain neutral when he needs to. Yeah, Cam knows how to toe the line.
Okay. Now, are there any? You are the eldest on the show.
I am the senior citizen gay. Yes, I am. Okay.
How does that feel? Having such younger castmates, do you feel like mother hen? Do you feel like a nurturer? Do you feel the need to protect? Do you feel the need to defend? Have you went into any scenes where the girls is coming for you and I'm gonna take it easy because you ain't my level? Did any of that come in?
So there is a variance of emotional intelligence on the show. So I've learned when to address things and when not to address things. My main, like I was referred to, the girl said, allegedly somebody called me old or a grandpa, but they clarified it and said, I'm like the dad of the show. Okay. But my thing, like, is making sure that these young men are moving with integrity as to not damage themselves, their reputations, or their friendships, or their lives, right? So I come in as like a hero. Like I just want I'm very like, how can we get to the root of this and how can we move forward? It's kind of like my vibe. Because I'm a dad. Like even before I was a dad, I've always been a dad, right? I've always wanted to make sure people were in better positions to progress themselves, whether it was personally, socially, culturally, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I definitely come in as And everybody does not take that well. You know, it's been some things said about me
That was
on
my
the
next
show allegedly.
question. How receptive has the cast been to that?
So I think combined with anybody who's a creative on this show, all their years combined do not equal my years combined in experience in this industry of any sort. I've been performing since I was 9 years old. I'm now 38, so that's 29 years of performing, right?
Okay.
If I did the math right. These babies barely touch 25. So a lot of times there's some egos in the room and people think I'm trying to be...
Take over.
Yes. When the reality is I'm giving away free game. And if you don't want free game to better yourself or free healing, because that is my work, honey, I'm a healer, then that's fine. In due time, as you grow and mature and your emotional intelligence evolves and you're more self-aware, you will be like, damn, that old bitch was right all that time ago on that show.
So how, and then when you get that type of response, how do you take that? How receptive are you with that feedback?
It depends on how it's presented. So nobody's ever said anything to my face.
Okay.
There have been conversations that have been had. Allegedly, there have been conversations about me and the way I present or show up. And no one's ever addressed that to me, right? I don't know why. They just haven't.
Well, let's pause. Let's pause right there. Hold that thought. That thought, I want you to stay on that thought. So what is the allegations or the perception of how you show up with the cast? What the feedback are you getting that allegedly is being said?
I won't reveal that unless it's being, because I don't know if that's been recorded, so I don't want to give any tea.
Okay.
But nothing's ever been directed towards me personally, on camera or off camera. So I don't, until it's brought to me, it doesn't matter to me. I just know I don't deal in mess. I don't deal in drama. I don't deal in shade. I don't deal in performative moments. So yeah, I'm not giving these girls one up. I'm not letting these girls get one off on me. Period.
Is there a has there been a cast divide? When I say divide, I'm looking at, if we took about the Housewives, remember when we did the talls versus the smalls?
I don't watch reality.
Okay, so I know you know Atlanta Housewives, yes, of course.
I'm aware of the franchise. All right. Yes.
So there's Nene Leakes, Cynthia Bailey, Marlo, who are all tall for women, and then you had like Candy, Phaedra, of course they're short. So it was like the talls versus the smalls. So has there been a divide? Have like the older people on the cast come more together and the younger people?
No, there has not been a divide. And I mean, because there's only two older people on the show, and that's myself and Brahim. So we're severely outnumbered. But there is a divide in the cast. I'm not going to say who it is, but there is a divide. Okay. You will all learn this very, very shortly.
Honestly, if you've seen any of the prior interviews, I think we kind of already can like sum up who the divide is. I remember one of the questions on our interview with Kim, and I asked him who was a star. Mm-hmm. And when I asked him, was you a star? He actually said, I want to say he called you starless.
Yeah, that's accurate, 100%.
Okay. So then I'm going to feed you that with the cast. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to start off with Kim. Star?
She's a supporting actress.
Bitch, you just made me feel like Terry Joe, bitch. No. You know when Terry Joe be out here TikTok, and that bitch, somebody catch her off, bitch. Bitch.
So before you,
I did not expect no fucking supporting actress, bitch. Okay, let me keep going. So we got we said Kim, Rob Blanca.
Supporting actress with a few extra lines.
This supporting actress is taking me out. Muffin.
The extra who wants to shine.
J. Marquise.
There.
Leave
The star, the A-list actress on the show.
Raheem.
This show is who?
Raheem.
She's like that. What is my good sis? My good sis is, she's a supporting actress right along with Cam, honey. They are like the sister twins on the show.
So some would believe that there's a love interest happening.
With who?
Have you recognized anything? Would you think that anything that you see any sparks flying, any budding relationships or anything?
No, I don't get involved in these people's personal lives.
Okay.
But to be clear, this, in my opinion, this show is the Leamy and Friends show. And I think that works for Leamy's brand. Leamy is, I think just before you move forward, I just want to say this. I think Leamy is the one individual on the show who has actual star power.
Okay.
And that's not taking anything away from anybody else.
Okay.
And I've watched Leamy from the very, very beginning, before filming till now, and there's a certain way this young man has grown and changed over the course of the past few months. And I really wish and hope that Leamy is able to make a pathway for himself in the industry. And I'll just say that.
I did. I was talking to one of the producers after I interviewed with Leamy. I haven't met Leamy in person, but I will say after interviewing him, I know that he was the one to watch. He's the one to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's definitely the one to watch. So I'm excited for that. So just speaking of love interest, do you find anybody on the cast attractive?
Yes, two.
Who?
Ra and Cam.
Okay.
But they're children, so I can't do anything with them. I wouldn't date them. I wouldn't even bring them into my space in that way.
That's never stopped you before, Rob.
Yes, it has.
When?
This is not about my person. This is about Philly OTR. We're not going to do this today.
The people want to know about you. This is about you.
So, okay.
We are introducing the people to you.
I don't actually know how old they are, right? And at some point, yes, you are right. I have dated younger.
Well, they're legal. We know that.
Yes,
you brought alcohol.
Yes, they're legal. They're above drinking age. But for where I am in my life right now, dating somebody 10 years my junior or 5 years my junior is just not where I'm at. I've learned a lot of hard life lessons in doing so. I was maybe you don't know, but my most recent partner was 7 years younger than me. And there was just a disconnect in some regard with how we connected and communicated down the line. Mm-hmm. So where I'm at right now, I don't want to date anybody who is too young of, like, too much my junior. Okay. I need somebody with a certain level of emotional maturity, intellectual integrity, ambition, goals, and dreams, and just, they're working towards the up and up.
Fuck them.
Who?
Those.
I don't fuck my coworkers.
You mentioned.
I don't fuck my coworkers. I don't shit where I eat.
Okay. So you wouldn't date younger, but would you fuck younger?
I have. Yeah.
Would you?
Like currently?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get him an Uber to my house and I'll get him an Uber home.
Okay.
That's
the nurture.
In the night, ain't no dates, baby. You gonna get this and go. And bitch, I might get your fofo on the way home, bitch. And that Uber make a stop. Because the bottoms like to starve before they come over, girls. So I gotta make sure my girls eat after they give me some cooch.
And you love to cook.
I love to cook. I love to cook. Bitch, I will feed a bitch in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So who do you think on the cast has the quickest fuse? Who goes from 0 to 1,000 like this?
I think Leamy first, followed by Ra, then followed by Brahim. Brahim isn't very quick tempered, but Brahim, like, you say one thing and that it catches that bitch's radar, and that bitch is like, hold the fuck up. But Brahim is an older adult, so the responses are a little bit different. But with Leamy and Ra, if I could make an anime reference, I would. It's like Dragon Ball Z meets Pokemon or some shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but them motherfuckers be like, bop, 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 bop. Like, I'm like, calm down, please, calm down.
Well, it seems like they're in a very, very bad place right now.
I don't think so. When we
spoke with Leamy, he made it very clear. He kept calling him that little white dog or the little chihuahua or something of the sorts.
I wouldn't know.
He
I didn't watch the interview. I've been busy like working and traveling for films. I haven't been able to watch the interviews. This was like the only time I could sit down to do anything.
Okay, so we know that there's some trouble in Philly OTR.
Yes, there definitely is some trouble. There was, I believe it's been since resolved, or is resolving itself. But there was definitely some trouble. Let's say the Barbs and what's the Cardi B, like let's say it was the Barb and the Cardi B people.
Bardi
like I feel like that the
Bardi gang.
Yeah, Bardi gang. I feel like that was the tension between those two. But I think it's resolving itself.
Okay. Who do you talk to the most out of the cast?
Cam.
Okay. How often do you guys talk?
Cam and I talk, if not every day, every couple days. Okay. Every like 1 or 2 days.
Okay. Who do you think is the fakest on the cast?
I don't want to answer that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ra.
Why is that?
So based off of like things I've seen and things I've heard and things I witnessed, I think Ra is a person who has very good intentions, but I think Ra doesn't know how to address the issues or qualms or the challenges in his life with other people.
Okay.
And in doing so, he tries to play both parts, and it ends up causing damages to those individuals. So, yeah.
Okay. So you said you talked to Cam the most of the cast. Who do you, even although you talk to someone regularly, doesn't mean you're the closest with them. Who would you consider yourself being the closest to on the cast?
Nobody.
So you're not close to nobody. Who you're closest with?
If it would be anybody, it would be Cam. I don't talk to anybody on the cast on a frequent basis unless it's about work. And Cam and I talk regularly. We talk about, because Cam and I do work together on projects. So that's probably the person I'm closest to.
Okay. So I hear you say you and Cam work together. I know that you're a dancer and Cam is a dancer as well.
Mm-hmm.
What talent are you showcasing on this season?
What talent am I showcasing?
Yeah.
I am showcasing film and creative direction.
Okay. So you're not really digging into your dance history?
No. No.
Okay. Is that like a connection between you and Cam? Is the dance, is that what make you guys?
No. Cam and I connected because very early on.
Or
what?
Was it his attraction?
No, it's not attraction. I can find you attractive and not want to pursue you in any other way other than professional. There's tons of attractive people out here. I mean, look at me, I'm drop dead gorgeous, darling. But with Cam, it was about the work, right? So with my history as a photographer in the city of Philadelphia and everything else I've done, like we were all sharing our work amongst each other. And Cam wanted me to work with him on a project, and I became his creative director. And then, of course, naturally, like right now, my purview is film. So, that's the thing that we're working on too.
Oh, I think that's good. So you made a real business connection out of this meeting, and
absolutely
let your relationship grow outside of that. I think that's an amazing thing. Who do we have to look forward to? Who's going to give us our comedic relief?
I don't know. It varies because it depends on what your sense of humor is like. I would definitely say if you like quips and punchlines and shade, that's going to be Leamy. If you like sass and flair, that's going to be Ra. If you like the subtle, if you like cheesy jokes, that'll probably be Muffin. If you like old queen shade, that'll be Brahim. And
she's gonna eat you up. Cash.
She said she was gonna be comedic relief, but it depends on what you really go for, right? Because everybody brings something different.
She's gonna eat you up.
Oh, she's gonna text me and read me.
She's gonna eat you up.
But everybody brings something different as far as like comedic relief. It just depends on what your taste
Okay.
is. I'm not funny. I'm not a funny person. I may have a funny moment here and there. So don't look for comedy from me at all.
Who reads down?
Bitch, leave me, bitch. Leave me.
Does she read down? Like, damn.
Like, Leamy reads down. Like, if that bitch read you in the street, you would be ready to fight.
Okay, so we do have some good moments to look forward to.
Oh yeah.
With some reading like bitch that's going to gag and make the girls clutch their pearls. Like,
yeah, these girls bring it. They go hard. But I think what I love is also like in going hard, they bring a lot to their craft.
okay.
And I think that's what I love the most is that no matter what, they go hard in their fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can see some of them have a clear idea of where they want to go. Whether or not they get there is totally up to them. But I can see that some of these individuals are like, God, if they don't make it in what their position on the show, they're going to make it in some capacity. Trust me.
Okay. So who's the shadiest?
Leamy.
He reads. He's the reader. He's the shader. He's the girl. He's just. Again,
Did I not?
This is really.
This is the Leamy and Friends show.
Really.
This is the Leamy and Friends show. Leamy, Leamy is made for reality TV.
So you would equate him to when Mona Scott was asked about Jocelyn, and she said Jocelyn was sent from the reality TV gods.
Yes, Jocelyn, Tiffany Pollard. Like that is like Leamy is that bitch.
Really?
Like when it comes to like when I look at like because the only representation we have of gay black men in reality TV is not always a good one.
Right, I agree.
But like Leamy's presentation on this show surpasses anybody we have seen as black queer creatives or black queer individuals on these shows.
I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. And I'm just excited for him to be doing his thing and to still be pursuing his educational dreams as well.
Yes.
That's very exciting as well. Who's your most disliked of the cast?
I don't have a most disliked. They're all...
Everybody has a top and a not.
I don't.
Who wouldn't you want to attend your funeral?
None of them. Only person that would is Brahim, because Brahim and I have known each other for over 20 years. But I can almost guarantee if I was to die today tomorrow outside of this show, they wouldn't be there. So, and that's no shade, no tea. But my funeral would be very, very private, very, very intimate, close friends and family only. So none of them would be there.
Ooh, child, that was shady, but you cleaned it up at the end. You cleaned it up, bro. I know Yvette motherfucking I can't pronounce her last name, bitch, but Beyonce going for publicist is not your publicist, bitch. You worked that, bitch. You turned that, girl. Okay, I'm gonna get you.
I've been doing it for forever.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you though. So we talked about people being shady, people being readers, and so on and so forth on the cast. What category would you put yourself in?
As what? What are the categories?
What type of cast member are you?
I'm an extra.
You're not messy. You're just there.
I'm just there.
Okay, that don't sound fun.
It's fun enough for me.
Okay, so you don't have any breakout moments?
No. I mean, it depends on what you consider a breakout moment. What's a breakout for me may not be a breakout for you.
But everything was a breakout for the general public. Everything that comes with you is usually a breakout. So
yes.
You know you turns it.
Don't
try to sit here and be modest.
No, I'm literally just an extra, and I say that because I traveled a lot.
I find that so hard to believe.
All you gotta do is watch and see.
Look! The people on the show with you are seeing lies.
Listen, their perception is their perception. I'm an extra. I was traveling a lot during filming, so you may or may not have many moments for me. I was in LA. I was in Baltimore because I'm working on a documentary down there as well. I've been in New York filming some red carpet things and stuff like that. So I've been all over the place. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's see if we get some real Rob here. Let me see if I can pull Robbie out. Okay? What's your favorite thing about being on the cast and filming the show? I want you to I want you to tell us your favorite and your least favorite.
My favorite thing about being a part of the cast is one, of course, being able to connect with these young men and help them or collaborate with them in their craft, and to support my craft and so forth like that. I think the second thing is trying to get them to understand that everything is not about a battle, a fight, or a moment. Sometimes you have to protect your brand and protect your image and protect your people. That's kind of like, for the most part, I want to say that's how I present on the show. Is like I'm the uncle, the dad, the person who's like, nah, let's fix this shit. If there is beef or issues, but also how can we elevate you and your brand too? I think my least favorite thing is drama. It's the drama. I don't like drama. I'm an old bitch. I don't like drama. So when like the drama happens, I'm just like, can we all just get along? So yeah, I think those are like, that's my favorite things, like being able to connect with some of them on some individual and personal levels to help build them up. But then also see, like, okay, I want to add this, seeing how some of them have grown, because I definitely told some girls on this show I would smack the shit out of you if you disrespect me, because the girls getting a little flip at the mouth, and I said, bitch, I'm a senior citizen gay, you are a puppy.
Well, girl, I thought you didn't have no moments, bitch. That was a moment right there.
Well, it just depends on whether or not it makes the show. But since then, like I've seen.
Wait a minute, so Muffin said you was the first in it.
I was the first in it because the girls put me in it. And that's all I'm going to say. I think a lot of times when individuals don't know enough about you, they like to create narratives and stories. So when they create narratives and stories, I have to interject, one, to protect myself, my brand, and my image, because I'm not just a filmmaker who has nothing to lose. I work in corporate America. I'm a director, and I make a substantial amount of money, and I have a lot to lose my job for none of these little kids. Point blank, period, right? So I'm a person who believes in setting boundaries. Like, I know when you're dealing with, like, because for the most part, like I said, again, my 29 years experience in this industry or this game in trying to, like, I've done things some of these kids have not done, right? Okay. I perform with people that some of these kids can barely touch. So and granted, I'm not doing any of those things now. Right now, I stepped out on my own as an independent filmmaker to make my own path, my own lane, and find my own way without my past credentials. So when I'm setting boundaries, it's to let you know who I am and where I stand and what I will and will not tolerate. And these girls being young like to test you in your boundaries. And you will not test me in my boundaries without a consequence. So I'm letting you know what these boundaries are. And if you cross them, we're going to have some smoke. So I think
what I got from all of that is that you sat here and you talk a good game about not liking drama, and you ain't in the drama and all of this stuff. But it's pretty much what us old girls give. Girl, I said what I said. It ain't being drama, but I said what I said. And other people can take it as drama. So I think you're a part of the mess too.
I'm not. So so the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, right, is because a lot of drama with me does not play out on camera. It's not very strategic, girl.
And why would you not let it get on camera?
I have a lot to lose. Are you crazy? You are not Bobby likes me and none of that bullshit.
One of the things that I find very interesting, a friend of mine and I were talking about, it's not so much about the show right now, but just listening to the dialogue that you just gave and your response. And what I realized, it's actually going to be an episode on my podcast, the new season that's upcoming. But what I realized was that our generation is like the first generation of real Black gay elders. Mm-hmm. Like, we didn't have that.
Yeah.
The AIDS epidemic took ours away from us. So we didn't really have people.
But not only that, right? Not only did it take the wise elders or the elders who could affirm and build you up, but what it gave us was elders who was trying to use, abuse, and sexually assault us.
Yes.
Under the guise of love.
And if it was that, and if we had any that were really caring and nurturing, they were few and far between. You know, and it wasn't a rarity to run into somebody in the club that just was older than you and that really had your best intent, your best intentions for you.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's something that's just really not talked about enough. So I'm going to do a whole episode on that. But it's just what you said is it was just confirmation for myself as to like, hey, this should something that we should talk about more. And how do we bridge that gap? Because again, they don't know how to take it when you're trying to help and be nurturing or whatever, because nobody was there to show them. And then we don't know how to take it if they shoot back at you or fire back at you, because we didn't have that experience, because there was no elder generation for us. We're the first generation that is thriving in our age, that has a generation coming up behind us that we're able to actually sit and have conversations and give life lessons to, you know, and be nurturing and things like that. So I just thought that was interesting. So back to the show. Who do you feel is the least talented in their craft that they bring to the show?
I don't want to answer that.
You grown, bitch. You say what you say. And stand on it.
So the thing is, right, in terms of what do you like? Let's clarify talent. Let's start there, because talent and creativity can go a number of different ways. Are we talking about like?
You say you showcasing your film work, right? So you're gonna rate that. I know Limi, I'm interviewing Limi, he's bringing him showcasing his music.
Yes.
Cam is showcasing his dance. I haven't spoken to the other castmates, but according to other castmates, I think like Muffin's a manager, Raheem's a social influencer, entrepreneur, so on and so forth. Like the things that they're bringing, who do you think is the least talented, or maybe need to take a trip back to the drawing board and dig down in the hat and pick out a new talent?
Can I give two?
Yes.
Okay. So I think, and this is not a shot at anybody. This is just my personal opinion as somebody who has done some of the work that these individuals are doing. I think the least talented individuals in terms of what they present or have claimed to present, or they claim is their craft, I think those individuals are Muffin and Jay Marquise.
Okay. And so Muffin is doing management, right?
Yes.
And what is Jay Marquise talent?
He is a singer. I think he sings pretty well, but he's also a photographer. So I think his photography needs some work and he needs to study the craft a bit more. You know, singing for some people is natural. You can also get trained and things like that. I haven't heard any of his music, but I've seen his photography, and you've seen my photography as well, Trey. So you know exactly what I give and why I can say these things, because my work is my work, and my work has always stood out. I just think he needs to understand what lighting means, what his f-stops and shutter speeds are, high-end retouching or just basic level retouching. I think in terms of Muffin, I don't really know what she does as far as management, because I haven't met any of her artists. But what I will say about Muffin is that if she, like, for example, there's some shade around her hustle or her business, her entrepreneurship, but she will give you a definite and clear answer about those things.
Okay.
So yeah.
So then my final question for you is this, that you had to set before we get chopped by Instagram their hour. Damn, why would that just escape me? Okay. Would you be interested in coming back for season 2 if it was to happen?
Probably not.
If you were to recast for season 2, who would you let go?
Who I let go?
Yeah.
Everybody except for Limi. I'm lying. I'm sorry. I would keep Limi, Ra, Cam, and I would make Raheem a friend to the show. That's what my cast would look like. Then I would bring on 3 additional individuals.
Okay. And what 3 individuals, if you had to pick 3 individuals to bring on, who would it be off the top of your head?
It wouldn't. I can't give that, because for me, with creating and building shows and storylines and things like that. I'm a person who likes to understand the dynamics.
You're thinking too technical. You're thinking too technical, and that's you in your head.
But this is what I do. This is my craft. This is my life.
Right. So I don't want you to think that deep into it. I just want you to say, thinking of those three people, those people I named. Let me see who I know that I would say I would bring them three people. I would add them to the cast.
Okay, so I would add Aaron Thomas. I would add photography wise, he probably wouldn't do the show, but I would add Ricky Codio. And as far as dancers in Philly, I would add legendary chick. Her actual name is Faith.
So you would want to add a dancer, a photographer, and what was the third person?
A dancer, a photographer, and a singer.
But
then also, I would have a fourth spot for a trans woman who is a female rapper. Her name is Vanity. So I think that's who I would add to the show to really spice it up a bit.
Okay.
Take Ricky out and put Vanity in.
Who?
Take Ricky Codio out and put Vanity in.
Okay. So that would be your dream cast for season 2 to see Philly on the rise.
Yes.
Okay. So lastly, tell everybody where they can find you at, and what do you want? What should they most look forward to? What this upcoming season of Philly on the Rise?
So you can find me on Instagram at King Robert Graves. That's the only place I want you to find me. I don't want you to find me anywhere else. And what you can look forward to is a very interesting and entertaining show.
That's it?
That's it. I don't want to give too much because I want people to come walk away with their own perception of the show. Okay.
So Robbie, this was fun. Thank you so much for taking out the time of your busy schedule to sit with me and introduce the viewers to yourself and hopefully get them engaged and interested and tuning in to Philly on the Rise. I wish you guys all the best on your inaugural season, your premiere season. I'm so excited to watch. I'm so excited to see what you all do and see what you all bring and how you showcase the great city of Philadelphia and the talent here in the city. And this one last thing I want to ask. Have you guys done your informationals yet?
Confessionals?
Yeah, confessionals.
We will be doing them soon, but we haven't done them yet.
Okay.
If you understand the dynamics of reality TV show, you understand why I said Brahim should be a friend to the show, right? But you understand reality TV and what Brahim brings to the show. So have your opinion, by all means, please do. But trust me, this is my craft and this is what I do. I have built reality TV shows. But yes, by all means, go off.
And on that note, listen, thank you, Robbie. You know I love you. This was fun. This is exciting. And I really hope you guys got something out of this. And again, we're really looking forward to this inaugural season. I'm hoping that you guys blow it out the fucking atmosphere. Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
All righty.
Bye.
Rufus.